Oh my goodness, I really hate how like dark it is. Huh? Okay, is that better? Um, Okay, look at the ceiling. Oh, hello. That's right. It's rated R, but don't worry, it's have it restricted, so no kids will be watching this. So what's going on? Hey, I wanted to do something that's public. I'm having my videos up publicly because I'm going to be showcasing more content. Showcasing more content. I'm going to try showcasing some content, even though I have a busy schedule and I just need to kind of get to myself. And I have a busy schedule with things, but with like my own personal goals. But I also have a busy schedule that's been constructed against me by the ops and whatnot like that, in order to deter me from doing anything that I like or enjoy. So it seems I'm running into people who like to borrow my personality, and it's very, very eerie and creepy. I cannot. But it's be yourself. Okay, so I don't have much storage on this camera, so I wanted to just at least show in case this live action decides to not save the video that I'm doing. So I'm doing a live action right now. Oops. Yeah, doing a live action right now on YouTube. You see the thing says 4:30, 38 minutes. Okay. And counting. The rest I'm just going to record my voice. Alright. So, a skit, the title is called Skits, Tactics, and New Vision. There's the Wawa and Yardley. The employees there are racist. The little white ones behind the like making the sandwiches and shit like that. They're racist. And it's not my first time going there either. I was literally I'm just very like, to myself, I either smile or make conversation and stuff like that. But apparently the comment that I made last night about, gang stalkers trying to force conversations with me, they're mad because I don't want to be polite with them because they're being intrusive, invasive, and trying to take more of my energy. It's bad enough that you stalk me, but and that you do nasty things to my food, but you want to be upset with me because I don't want to greet you and because I want to actually tell you, okay, well the game is up. I don't have to talk to you because you're fake as fuck. Okay. And so they were being like, so they were in their feelings and saying something like very in regards to my appearance. It's being black and being tall. So I mean, does it's like racist. It kills me when people are just like saying, "Oh, I'm not racist," but they're being racist. It's like I have black friends. I like black people. I like Zendaya. Like I just want to. I'm dating a black woman. I'm married. Da, da, da. No, you're racist. Okay, back in the day when overseers and whatnot like that, slave owners possessed slaves. They bought them. They had sex with them. They had babies. The lighter skinned ones got to live in the houses, and the darker skinned ones got some of them got to live in the houses, and other ones got to be in the field. There, not everybody that was black was a slave. Obviously, some of them were also store owners, and like they greeted them the ones that weren't slaves like actual people, and they treated slaves very inhumanely. The majority of them. There are stories of slave owners actually being kind to their slaves, but that just seemed like a rarity and actually doesn't seem very like fully like if you were really kind to them, then they wouldn't be your slave. They would be an employee. And back in the day, they had those kind of arrangements where you would come over from Europe in order to work your way out of like a bondage kind of situation where you weren't necessarily a slave, but you did have a record or you needed to just kind of like pay. I forgot what it was called, but just like kind of like pay your way. Like it was a contract kind of situation. And then boom, you can do what you want. So people nowadays are just like, oh, I'm not racist, but there's no just reason to do what you're doing, especially in this magnitude. So you are in fact racist. Okay, it's just something you need to embrace. Okay, this is it's very evident, very transparent, and you're like, I would do this to anybody else too if they were white or something like that. No, wouldn't believe you, but I'm the first. I'm your first choice, and I'm the first person that you're doing this to. And this person and this person of color. So subliminally, and unconsciously, you would be doing the same thing. I'm pretty sure you have your angst and your stereotypes against any black person or person of color. It's just that with me, you have you have the benefit, thanks to the government and entities and whatnot like that, to lash out and do the things that you've always wanted to do, um, within reason. Obviously, not within the group chat of other Black people, but you have the freedom to show your racist ways and disguise it by just kind of keeping making sure that you don't say the word nigga in the group chats and stuff like that. But you withhold all that in the background. I know that you're probably thinking it, but likely. Duh, of course you're thinking it. So yeah, you're not saying nigga, you're saying nigger. So yeah. Skip. I know that's why I definitely had to employ a person of color recently at Wawa, just like Princeton University had to do, try to save their ass. Like we need more blacks. We need more blacks. That's sad. We got to get rid of this name. We got to get rid of this name. Oh my God, we got to change it. It's performative. Reminds me of that scene from Django when he was about to get that guy was about to get killed. Just like Jebediah, didn't I give you my apple? Before the slaves were about to kill him, he's like, remember that one time I gave you my apple? Like, oh, remember that time when listen, I just see that being played out by other races that are just like, I'm not a racist, and they're like, remember that time, we hired a whole bunch of you guys? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna say a whole bunch of you. We've employed a lot of black people since. We've changed our name and things like that. Oh God. Look at my TikToks. I don't sing once. I said it. All right. So skits, tactics, and new vision. Um, let's see. The unicorn. I feel like I am a fucking unicorn. At first, I didn't think like I kind of jokingly was just like sometimes it was like obviously I'm a unicorn, da 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 da. But it just seems more so of a thing, and I'm not saying I'm the only unicorn in this world, but I'm just saying like yeah, like it must be a rarity to not want to date somebody who has tried to murder you on multiple occasions and still is allowing people to harm you. I must be a unicorn because I believe that I am that important to not be attracted to that kind of energy and to not invite my relatives or ex friends and such back into my life. I gotta be a unicorn because there are people that are my complexion, my race, and whatnot like that. Saying shit like, "Oh, you can be like, I'm telling you, Latino, Indian, just a lot of fools saying things like, "Oh, what does your crush think of you? What is this person? This is your person. This is your meant to be. What does this person think of you? What does this person want?" Was like, if you can just like give them some time. Like, ew, are you kidding me? I'm still being oppressed right now, and you're talking about some bullshit trying to force a person onto me that has abused me. Like you're trying to encourage Stockholm syndrome. This is disgusting. This will never even happen. I I mentioned this before on a video on my camera earlier about like imagine it's the summertime, which we're getting close to right now, and your favorite thing is the ice cream. And actually, this is a little drink. Okay, this is like pretend that this is an ice cream cone. I'm loving it. It's actually not a bad ice cream. It's not obviously it's not really that good for me. It's not 100% natural. There's some bad things in here. Da 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 da. And I'm just like I'm still giving it a go because what's really healthy nowadays. You feel me? But at the same time, I'm not gonna have something that's completely disastrous to me. Like I'm not gonna like kick back some poison. The fuck? He's not Romeo, and I'm definitely not Juliet. So yeah, I don't see myself doing that shit. uh Nonetheless, imagine, so like it's hot. I really like this ice cream. I don't want any other dessert or anything like that. This is the only thing that I want. This is the only thing I feel like it's for me. Somehow this thing falls out of my hand and onto the ground. Um, like before I had dropped it. It was just a vanilla ice cream cone. It had maybe like a nice little like a rim of chocolate on it, and it had some peanuts in this, that, here, and the third. But I guess the weight of it or something like that made it fall out of my hands. Like I didn't drop it; just kind of like fell out of my hands. Nonetheless, it hit the ground along with some napkins. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to pick up some ice cream that's fell on the ground, rolled in the ground, in dirt, grass, and in nasty ass places where people have trampled with their dirty ass shoes. Um, Me knowingly, I'm not going to do that. And it also went into a pig pen, uh, and the pig pen licked it. That is what I consider. That is how I visualize any of the exes that I have dated that have literally fucked my sister and my ex best friend. Especially when we were dating, that they did this. So I that's so gross. That's so gross. When people try to sell me any type of story in order for me to try to get back into a relationship with somebody who's done just that alone, let alone the other shit that they've done, including exploiting me, human trafficking, sex trafficking, and stealing from me, and still to this day being gaslighted and being voyeured. Like, how? Why would I do that? Why? If somebody right now could, like, honestly enter in a group chat and either approve or, like, we could have like a really good kind of conversation where, or like a debate or anything like that, I would be okay with. I'd be like, yo, like, let me know, like, what's up. Like, we will have a respectful debate. I'm telling you, because you cannot persuade me to find ice cream that's been on the floor and taint. It's just gone. It's just gone. I There's nothing. And some people are trying to say, well, maybe if you like, like you scoop out this side, and then but in the because like in the middle, like that hasn't been touched. If you take off the the dome part of the ice cream cone, and inside, that part is still clean. And don't eat the cone. Bitch, that's disgusting. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that desperate. Okay? Definitely not that desperate. We don't need to go there. That is the equivalent of I mean, that is my standard. And apparently I'm a unicorn because there have been so many disgusting women out there who would debase themselves to that fucking low ass level. And I'm like, you guys are fucking pathetic. You are. And I have to say that disrespectfully because it's disrespectful to any of us. It's damn sure disrespectful to me because you try to project your own values onto me. And I'm like, yeah, no, 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 we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Talk about yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't try to project any type of, like, feelings or saying that I have anxiety, nervous, or a fear of trying to get back. The fuck? No. No, I have something called intelligence and I have something called sense and self respect. Okay. Self fucking respect to the point where I wouldn't do that. Okay. I mean, honestly, I mean, we all have limits on certain things, and that is mine. That is my limit. That's really sad for you guys that you can't be a unicorn in that aspect. I'm just gonna have to, find my other unicorns that have that kind of self esteem because I don't know. I feel like, me and them, like, we hold ourselves in a high enough regard. Like, I'm not saying that we're hoity toity and trying to be like, stuck up and snobbish, but we at least hold ourselves to a certain type of standard in which we don't want to go through the chaos and bullshit, especially at that level. That's really gross. Okay. All right. Um my skits. Oh, wait, hold on. First, I also want to do not telling my side of the story tactics. So, in social media, a lot of people are saying things like, "Oh, you like be comfortable with not telling your side of the story," and you'll also see that on TikTok, and you can see it subliminally on like people being very passive like that on social media. And it's like this. You spent over a decade trashing my name, slandering me to get me to a situation where you sold out for $4 billion to be a sellout coon opportunist, to exploit me, to others who took an opportunity to relive their glory days or the days of their ancestors, their great grandparents, or grandparents, to be racist, to hang up black people in public, take pictures and smile about it, bully a black person if they wanted to further their education. You guys did that. You wanted to be a coon. You sold out for $4 billion. And the thing is about it is just that money comes and goes. There are unforeseen situations that can happen, that can take that money away from you. So it's not going to do anything, really, at the very end of the day. Buildings are built and they can crumble. You know what? It's so funny. Was it Erica Badu has said something about, it was like, don't name a street after me. Like, you see a lot of Martin Luther King boulevards, like that, looking really trashy. It's very rare when you see, um it's very rare when you see a civil rights street actually looking pretty decent. Like, maybe I don't know where else, but in most of the time, at least, so I know for like at least a decade past, um, in a lot of places, it's like one of the most, um, ghetto establishments. Like, unless it's been gentrified, it's like one of the most like rundown places. It's really sad and it's really bad. So it's the same thing with buildings. Like, you can spend millions of dollars making a building, but that requires upkeep. You feel me? That requires upkeep. If you hear anything that's knocking right now, it's my hating ass neighbor. So this is one of the things. Again, they're Latino. So this is one of the things that I've gotten from, people, because, again, of all races, black, Latino, white, a- people unprovoked will bother me, trying to provoke me because they get paid for it. Thank you for the demonstration, by the way. They go out of their way. I'm telling you. Like, look at me. Like, my hands are right here. This is the table right here. That over there is the wall. But they will go out of their way, try to like pound on the wall, blast their music, try to yell loudly from the window, making sure when I go outside, I swear it's like clockwork. They do things like that's outside. They will leave trash outside. They will stalk me, they will follow me, and if that's not enough, they will do nasty ass shit. Oh my god, it's just crazy. It's harassment. It's harassment. I don't even man. I'm telling you, it's so crazy when people are just like, oh no, these things don't happen. But like, it's the little things. It's the little fucking things. Y'all be doing it to yourselves. Y'all be doing it to yourselves. Oh wait, you don't want to knock anymore because they were doing that on and off for a while. So let's see. Yeah, so the not telling my side of the story tactics. Yeah, so for over a decade, people have been, lying about me, slandering and ruining my reputation. And how could I not speak up for myself? If what has happened has been so fucking blown out of proportion, not even blown out of proportion because there's no reason and there's no just cause for doing this, but there are big names that have been a part of this. This right here is actually newsworthy, pardon me, article worthy. Pretty sure they probably would do a rendition of a movie, but nonetheless, I need to tell my side because there's nothing but lies. So whatever it is that people are trying to like make you seem like, oh, I'm a bad person for wanting to finally speak up, because I actually spoke up like in sequences, but now I'm just gonna like I just want to just put it all out there because they stopped saying what the gossip was. They wanted to be really quiet and they wanted to keep it behind their back. And it was just like, oh, they would try to say lies about me, and then they'd be like, oh well, like don't say to Shalice because she'll get mad and upset. You damn right I will get mad and upset, but I'm not gonna get to the point like it's I would be very upset not knowing exactly what was going on my behind my back and then finding out years later that I got fired for something like that because oh so and so that was in my circle was talking shit about me. Thank God I thank God I cut these people off and I have not seen or talked to them face to face in years. The other one, unfortunately, uh, the other one, the ex, like he came to my house last year, and that was the end of it. Like that was the last time I see him. And then after that, I filed a restraining order, and I got a permanent. I think it's a permanent restraint. Yeah, permanent restraining order. First, it was a TRO, which is a temporary restraining order, and then I got a permanent restraining order. So yeah, not telling my side of the story tactics is just it's a way to try to silence me and to also make me look bad. It's a further way to abuse me socially and to have people verbally be abusive and mean to me. So whenever you see that shit, just know that if something really bad happens to you, you do have to speak up. You owe it to yourself to speak up. So just know sometimes that when people kind of do that, that they're being an op. That they are literally working for the flying monkey and for the op. There's certain things like you don't have to say every fucking thing, but you need to say the supportive material where you're explaining your side of the story and you're explaining yourself about what the fuck had happened to you, especially if they are um, defaming you and ruining your reputation and this, that, here, and the third. Okay, so the next one is the new world and get with the times. I wanted to speak about that because I always had this perception of what the world is. Like I knew it wasn't always all bright light, which is why I was the one who wanted to try to make people like more happy. If there was something I could do that makes people happy, like I would like to actually, contribute to that. People have taken advantage of that even when I said, "Okay, stop, enough." And I see the world differently now, even though everything is very superficial and fake. Like on social media, everybody fronts like everybody's like the happy couple or the happy family, and like it's just all cap, like it's all lies and bullshit. And you see the same thing about like certain type of religions and churches and this, that, here, and the third, politicians and the whole nine, and it's just lies for in certain parts. I'm not saying in its entirety, but there is just lies. So my eyes are my mind is open, my eyes are open about the reality of the world, and it's just like it's best for me to just reserve as much of my energy as possible. And I know that pisses a lot of people off, but what is it that you're actually bringing me? Like this has to be a reciprocity. This has to be reciprocal. And if I'm not getting anything, then there's no reason. Like if I'm not, it's not like if I'm not, it's not like it's a tit for tat transaction for every fucking thing. But in reciprocity, it's like with regard to respect. If you're not respecting me, why the fuck should I respect you? I either want to just I'm going to remove myself from the situation, or if you try to offend me and try to be like really aggressive about it, then I have no choice but to, you know, um, act accordingly, act in kind. Not in kindness, but act in kind, where it means that depending on what it is that you do to me, then I must act in kind and liken to what you are doing. So, yeah, the new world, get with the time. So, this is my version. So, like, me understanding exactly what it is without people trying to guilt trip me and this, that, here, and the third. Because I'm telling you, the only people that's going to guilt trip me are the ones that are trying to take advantage and trying to abuse me. Those are the only people that would ever utter. such nonsense to me about like what it is that I should and should not be acting in a world that is so fucking abusive towards me. Like, oh wait, that is another one. Okay, so yeah, like if I want to be, I mean, obviously this is how I've always been. It's just like, yo, if I want to be kind to people, I'll be kind, but like I don't owe you shit when it comes to my energy and whatnot like that. So I'm just yeah, a lot of things are just gonna be we're just definitely moving forward with a lot of shit. Da, 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 da. So the skits part. I thought I wanted to do so here's just some of the things. I wanted to do like a couple of game shows where it's just like, love connection. I'm putting this out here, these skits, because I want it's 10, no, excuse me, it's 11:44 at excuse me right now, actually it's just turned 11:45. It's 11:45 p.m. June 3rd, because I'm actually recording right now. Hmm. Bing, bing, bing. I say, look, I'm recording right now. So it's 11:45. Wait, can you see that? Okay, yeah. 11:45, June 3rd. Soon to be June 4th. I'm recording right now. Ooh, very well. Woo! My goodness. Okay. So I wanted to do these skits because if I put this out here now, hold on. It's Love Connection, Family Feud, Stripper Stage, Shows Tits, Have Patience, Juneteenth, and Abuser Femininity. These are just a few of the skits that I is basically on my homework to do list. I feel like if people have TikTok and they and you see people like kind of like doing renditions and this and here and a third, it's like okay, whatever. But I wanted to put my ideas out here because I have a few copycats who are my abusers lying to the public and saying that they've done things first. So I just wanted to dismiss and squash that by putting things out here in the internet land. And to also record it. So when it comes to like not just originality, but this person is trying to abuse me up this person has abused me across multiple platforms. And I'm not talking about social media platforms, although that they've done that too. But as far as like, finances, emotional, socially, this, that, and the third. Like this person has literally been trying to take my personality, been using my personality and characteristics for their own selfish gain, um, and literally trying to end my life. So, all right. So the skit love connection. I wanted to do the love connection. I mean, yeah, like that girl was crazy when it comes to like just trying to take my own identity. Like, bruh, like, yo, you just so pathetic. All right, so for the love connection one, I wanted to do. Everything I actually want to see about this. Um, I say that, and I'm as literally going to be up for a few hours. It's what I do. It's not just me. So, it's the weekend. Anyway, skit love connection. The love connection situation is going to be like about the game show Love Connection, and I have somebody. All right, so I'm going to be one of the contestants there, and they're going to be trying to like run down one of the guys. And if it's not Love Connection, it's going to be definitely like a love kind of game. And then we're like, okay, well, this guy is the guy that you chose, and it is based off of interest. And then they'll tell me like, what the person is actually the characteristics and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, did you see this? I'm sorry. Did you see this? Did you hear that? Um, yeah. So here are the characteristics. They're gonna be like, okay, so the person, and they be like, Shalise. I'm like, yes. Are you ready to meet, like, your guy? And the only reason why this is happening is because this person has been stalking me for so long. So they're just probably just like have this parasocial relationship kind of situation and just want to adapt to what it is that I like without probably even liking anything for themselves. Like, I was gonna say genetically, organically. That's what I would say, organically, liking things for themselves. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready, Scott. Okay, like, who's my guy? They were like, all right, well, based off of your interest and based off of the other person's interest, we've matched you. And I'm just like, okay, I'm ready. And they'd be like, all right, well, now that you know the interests are, this person here has 5'11" kids, and I'm just like maintaining a smile, like, and it's just like dissipating, like, and but it has 5'11" kids, has several baby mamas, will more than likely sleep with your sister and your best friend when you guys are still cool, and then will try to put you in poverty. Will actually you will support them, or I encourage you to support them, and then they will leave you destitute by taking money from your account to try to give it to other people, and then it will make fun of you as a help steal your identity, hack through your phone, stalk you, voyeur you, and all this other basically just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna revise the list, but just a whole bunch of stuff. And it's just like, I don't think this is my guy. And they be like, you sure? And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that this is not my guy. This is not the guy for me. I'm just like, no, this is not the guy for me. Because this is basically I'm obviously mimicking the people who are like trying to tell me exactly like who the fuck is like supposed to be destined for me and all like that. So this is my version. This is my version. Because sometimes people can't get it through their fucking thick heads. So that's why you have to draw them a picture, or sometimes you just have to put it in a fucking video. So I'm just I'm making light of the situation. So this is my skit. Um Yeah, so that's Love Connection. That's kind of like the gist of it pretty much. Wish me luck. Okay, it's definitely gonna be like more ran down. Okay, I don't have all the seriousness in order to afford like a whole bunch of things, da 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 da. But I feel like if I can just do the scenarios, and just kind of get it out the way, and then maybe one day I can go back to it and just kind of make it like, an actual better production kind of situation. I'll do that. But until then, like, whatever. Okay. Maybe I can even do like sponsored by Bumble. Like, like a friendship version too. Like, okay, well, this person is going to talk behind your back and da da da. I'm like, I don't think this is the person that I want to be with. Like, I don't think I want to spend the rest of my life having a friend like that. Like, you sure? I don't know. You both like s'mores frappuccinos. Like, I want to say no. Yeah, like so, like some type of situation like that. I just feel like that. They'd be like, okay, cool. They're like, I'm so serious. They'd be like, you know what? I'm like, okay, cool, 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 cool. Okay, all right. Well, how about we try to? How about okay? We're gonna do the family version next. Okay, hold on, wait. So you don't want the boyfriend. You want the partner. Got it. You don't want the funds. Okay. Okay, relative version. Relative round. Relative round. You scored 98% interest with this person. Okay. I'm a little nervous, I gotta say, because if, 3 for 2, you've done horribly. I mean, like, 2 for 3, you've done horribly. I'm like, okay, look, I understand that, but like, are you ready? Are you ready? I need a minute, because honestly, you really pick some juices. Okay. All right. So here we go. This person, okay? We can actually do a girl or a guy, because this is like, this is the winning round. Okay. Girl or guy. This person, I'm like so wait, girl or guy. This person like both sexes or something like that. Because I can still look at that. Like that seems actually kind of cool and fun. I'm like, okay, okay. You feel me? I mean, basically, do you know the advantages? I don't even know. That's a whole nother topic about uh, that's a whole nother topic about. Was it transsexuals and stuff like that. Do you know how fun it would be to be? Yo, okay, that's a whole other conversation. Um, no, do you know how fun it would be to like? I don't understand the hate against being transsexual. I don't. I don't know. Call me queer, which I think is funny because my foundation, ladies. Ha. Oh God, and I hate women now. Not sexually, but it's just like it's not, I mean, hmm. You guys have literally like women have literally done me so fucking dirty when it comes to this whole abusive scenario. A lot of them have been the poster child, the face of this whole operation. The main abuser who started this shit is a woman. So it's oh my goodness. And the more people I've seen nowadays that are, keep generating and circulating a bunch of bullshit are still women. Like they say, oh, it's the patriarchy. Well, bitch, you're not making it any better. So why are you over here like really trying to blame it all on men and you're not making it any better for me? Like we could be the Amazonian community, you feel me? Like, but you rather just kind of be um competitive, a pick me, and just ugly towards me for no reason, for no just cause. And like I'm done with that shit. But yeah. Uh but yeah, I was just wondering, that was a weird situation. I was like, oh, like what is the beef with the transsexual? I'm like, let them live, let them live their life. Like yo, it's man, this is a whole nother conversation. Well, you look at my posts. I think I've done some pretty supportive like content about like my views and opinions on like being a transgender. I'm not transgender. Born and raised a woman. But I was just saying about like the benefits of hey, having two birthdays. Your original birthday and your birthday as you are a new man or a new woman. And it's just like, are you jealous of that? Are you jealous because you don't have two birthdays? Like, yeah, like I don't understand. Like, what is the beef? I mean, I can understand on matters where it's like, I mean, there are some matters that need a debate when you are trying to enforce certain choices onto people, onto individuals. But if that's what you want to be, if that's what you want to do, then do it. Like that and gay rights. It's just like I don't understand. It's fucking stupid. Like, why are you being so negative towards gay people? But fuck it, you know what? It's June right now. It's our fucking month. So and there's a lot of bias about like, being gay. And I'm just like, whatever. It's Pride Month. You feel me? Like, I may not have had a relationship in my adult life with a female, but it's just like, like I how could I not like the female form when I like my body or like when I like what I like? Like, bruh, I definitely want a heterosexual relationship. Like, I want to have a child and stuff like that. And it's just, I mean, you can have a child like being like, in a gay marriage or a gay relationship, but like I wanted to have it like, I want, that is my preference. I'm sorry to say. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I swear, we need some aliens, bro, because I can't take man or women seriously on this fucking planet. I'm like, when is a fucking alien invasion gonna come? Because honestly, like honestly, like, disgusting. Um, both sexes have severely, supremely disappointed me. Like my fucking god. Okay, so Love Connection. That's it. That's the gist of it. Family Feud. I wanted to do a Family Feud kind of version of like yeah, I want to do a Family Feud kind of version where it's basically like one of those final rounds where you take the person and you have like the host right there and they have to guess like the little four little panels like that um on the wall, and it's just like name something that's toxic, as far as a friendship. Okay. It's like, yeah, like, hold on. I'm actually going to do it's like, yeah, like name something that's toxic. Yeah, name something that's toxic in a friendship. And I would be listing all those things. Name something that's toxic in a friendship. Name things that are, toxic in, I don't know, in society or the Christian Crusades or something like that. It'll be something relative, but and then I'll just be like, bam, 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 and then I miss the last one or something like that because they be like, oh no, like while that is a good answer, it's actually something else which is much worse, and I'm like, damn it, it is true. So, what is another one? Stripper stage. Show us your tits. Hi, Mimi. Hey, mama. Hi, mamas. Speak. Wait, you got enough water? You got enough water. Hi. Hi. Say hi. Say hi. She has those big old eyes. Um, she loves the spotlight. I should probably include her more into videos too, because she loves the spotlight. Stripper stage, show us your tits. So I am being, like human sex traffic, and people seem to be okay with it. So I just wanted to kind of make a, so I wanted to kind of make a skit about something like that, where here I am being human sex trafficked, and I'm being placed up onto a stripper stage. And there's a stripper that was already performing, probably got her tits out and some shit like that. She walks off the stage, and then they push me on the stage. And I'm pleading to people who actually just, seems out there. And I'm just like, yo, like, I am being human sex trafficked. Like, I don't want to be here. These people will have me against my will. I'm being like showcased. Obviously, they have done like really horrible things to me. And, the strippers that are obviously working there, they're jealous of me for whatever reason. And they just don't want to see me saved, but they also don't want me there, which is crazy, which is basically like in real life. Like, they don't want me to be alive right now, but they also don't want to get rid of me because I'm useful to them in some type of way when it comes up with ideas and this, that, here, and the third. So um, then there are people that are in the crowd, the patrons, who are either like clergymen or just random people, strangers and stuff like that, politicians and this, that, here, and the third. People who actually talk a good game of being upright and shit and whatnot, but actually are corrupt and have ill will and are disingenuous and just evil when it comes to you know um doing the right thing, or just cruel and unusual punishments, this, that, here, and the third. And ugh, and I'm just like, I'm like, wait a minute, like you look familiar. They were like, hold on, wait, because the clergyman, he's just gonna really like, he's just really gonna call himself out. He's gonna wear a cross, and he's gonna be like, my child, I don't believe, like, like you can, this some kind of some bullshit. And I'm just like, well, can you at least, say something, Father, in order to for like, in order for them to release me, this, that, here, and the third. And he's giving me this whole spiritual um bullshit in order for me to fulfill, his in order to fulfill his needs is basically for me to just dance on the stage. Basically, everybody's saying no to wanting to help me. And they're like, show us your tits. Show us your tits. When it comes to actually helping me out and wanting to be um, a good Samaritan or a humanitarian or just having a decent human being at all with morals and ethics, proper ethics and morals. And they're just like, we don't care. Show us your fucking tits. So there's a clergyman. Again, there's a politician and there's an officer there, but they don't fucking care. Then there's regular Joe Schmoes on the fucking street, and they're just like, whatever. Okay, they are a patron. They just paid some money. They find me attractive. They want whatever they think that they can get from me. But since I'm on the stage, I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I'm not going to like, yes, they're putting me on the stage here, but I'm not gonna shake my ass. You and then they start throwing things at me or whatnot like that, or they're getting mad, start saying like slurs and this, that, here, and the third. Like, there's only so much that you can do from behind the screen, and then there's only so much that you can do from offline. So I'm just gonna sit down here and do what it is that I want to do. People see me, watch me without my permission, laying on the bed, and then they want to get irate and start, criticizing me and stuff like that. Oh, she's lazy, this, that, here, and the third. But I've been poisoned. I've been abused. I've been going through this shit for 10 fucking years. You guys complain about your 9 to 5 and this, that, here, and the third, and your families, and like you're so fucking exhausted by just basic ass living and with the random the normal things that we have going on in this world. So imagine the things that I have to go through plus your bullshit that is totally unjust and undeserved, on top of poor nutrition. Not because it's not that I can't go out there, not because it's not that I can't just go out there and pick up a water bottle. I have to worry about, is this water bottle fucking tainted? I know that the water supply is tainted because the shitty city that is benefiting off me being exploited. But I'm talking about my water that some type of store clerk decided to mess with because he knows exactly, or he's going to guess what kind of waters that I'm going to be going for, or what kind of food products that I'm going to go for. And he supposedly needs that money, which is only going to fulfill him temporarily for like, some sneakers or some food or some shit like that. Like, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, that's just that is my skit for that kind of situation where it people who are incels and everybody across the board, doesn't matter. So that is stripper stage. That is my skit for that. So eventually, again, I'm not saying when I'm gonna do it, or even if people start like trying to copy it or try to make like a little twist and stuff like that, because the people who are my copycats, my abusers, they do that. But I at least want to put this down on here so that way they're not saying like, "Hey, look, I'm copying off of you," and I'm just like, um, no. Consistently, you'll see it for yourself, but about like, you know, who's the snake and the liar and the person who just has a serious problem with me for no reason. And yeah. um I need to see a person who really hates themselves, who doesn't need sympathy or needs to be and she doesn't need to be humanized. They don't need to be humanized, which I really don't like. And pardon me. My abusers don't need to be humanized. Like, I really don't like that. My abusers don't need to be humanized, and it actually ends up looking really awful for you guys. And when I see it every single time, like, I bookmark it or I make a note of it, but it says a lot about you and your character and what you're and how that's gonna like really bite you in the foot, like in the future, if not near future, or even immediately. Have patience, Juneteenth. As we're approaching, it is this month, and as we're approaching Juneteenth, I wanted to do a skit about people in the midst of the people who are not helping me, who people who told me to save myself. I'm doing a Juneteenth skit where dressing up, obviously as the throwback slave, and these were the people who were delayed justice and not told that they were freed and had, got extra years, um, you know, had to serve extra time as a slave under poor conditions if they could survive it. It's bad enough that when um, the law had passed for slaves to be free, because even then, like, it took a while before they would actually be free. Before, like, they gave it a window, they gave it a window of time before once that law was signed, once that bill was signed, there wasn't like, that same day or that even that next day or even that same year. It took years before they were just like, okay, they were finally freed. And then after that, people in the South, they still had to wait some time before they were freed. It was like, God damn it. So when you tell me about patience, like how old do you want me to get? I was in my 20s when this shit happened. Like you are just fulfilling your own greedy purposes. Like, yo, I'm telling you, history may not repeat, but it definitely rhymes. It's consistently a disgusting habit of self-serving, greedy people. And it's just that, yeah, they happen to be black, Latino, and this, that, and the third, white, obviously. It's definitely a number of black people trying to tell me to wait, and they throw in God and they throw in religion in order to try to shame or guilt me from not waiting. And so I wanted to do that for the Juneteenth with the slaves. I'm just like, yo, I'm literally, if not anything, I'm probably just going to make one of my puppets and have like a voiceover for and just play videos of different um people's voices about like trying to tell me about like having patience and stuff like that. But go ahead and just and reenact it for the people who have been oppressed and want like that. So yes, because honestly, it's literally just a repeat of fucking history. It's just this time, you know, um, it's like the white man has the black person has a hand up the black person's ass, and they are just telling them what to say. But I don't want that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I hate the fact that black people are falling up on white people. Certain black people are falling on white people saying, "Oh, my white man told me to do it." No, sweetheart, you had a choice. You really had a choice. We all have a choice for certain things, like with the majority of things. So a lot of you guys enjoyed abusing me and getting opportunities and money in situations like that in favor, clout, um, material possessions, sex, women, and all the other kind of shit off of my abuse. So yes, the white man was up in your ass as you were triangulating information to me. But let's not act like you didn't like the things up in your ass. And that goes for every gender and every race. All right, so have patience. Juneteenth, that's that one. Abuser femininity. Here's another one. It's just like there's people, guys, saying that I need to be more feminine and this, that, here, and the third. I'm obviously in a situation where that is not achievable. I mean, I can when I try to at most times because in my element as of right now, I mean, like, it's attracting a lot of feminine men, and that's not been my thing. My dad had that whole feminine situation. Well, he was a Pisces, but it's just like he's always lived with women. He was always poor, but he always had. Well, I don't know what I heard that he has money now, or like at least when I like in the midst of filing a civil lawsuit against my own flesh and blood, my sister, I found out that my father has a, this has money now. So, but he didn't have money for a very long time, and he was always living with like women. Like it was always the women's property. He was like living on the couch or just living like women. So it was Aunt Cheryl, his sister. Then it was I'm sorry, I just had like a flashback because I was thinking of the opportunities that people are going to try to like. They're really going to regret that. They really are going to regret that. They People were trying so hard to repeat the same kind of cycle and do that to me, but it was just like it fell flat on their face. People have murdered and harmed other people, and were trying to do that to me. And as right now, like for the most part, I fell flat on their face because like a lot of people have the common sense to know that this wasn't supposed to happen to me. Sorry, it was literally in my head, but like, yeah, they're definitely going to regret that, like permanently. They're going to immediately regret that. Yeah, so my dad was definitely like a feminine kind of guy. Only later in life did he show like some type of masculinity by like, taking care of pardon me, of his living girlfriend who he had his youngest son with, and then he left, So I don't even know or care about what the situation was, but that was messy. That was messy. Yeah, I was saying that I've been attracting because I've been showing my masculine energy by supposedly masculine energy by taking care of the things that I need to, and and surviving by not debasing myself with my sexuality, with my body, to be rescued, or just to get money like my adversaries or my abusers do with their bodies. Like, they do what they do. I literally I gotten second jobs. I've gotten second jobs, like, at like Amazon, or like, I've done honest to goodness work. Okay. I'm just upright. And it's not to put down people who are like in strip joints and things of that nature. Definitely not doing that. Um, I'm just saying that the choices that I've made in regards to just keeping food in my mouth and food in the bowls of my cats, it's attracted men who are very feminine, or have mommy issues, and that is just not what I want. It's not what I want. I'm attracted to having someone where I like to have. I, People are very thinking like, I have that leader energy, and I'm just like, like in a marriage, in a couple kind of situation, like I always like to be like baby. Like if I needed to be like the kind of person who needed to be the backbone, like, I could do that. I could always step up. But that's why I always like reciprocity, because people need a break. Okay. I never volunteered to be somebody's like superwoman or Wonder Woman. Like, not like that. Just because I can actually do those things doesn't mean that I'm actually enjoying those things. Like, I want somebody who I can be soft with. I want somebody who I can actually trust, and I want someone who can take the lead, but not in an arrogant take the lead where we're like, going off a cliff, and very arrogant and thinking that their way or their opinion is always right. But definitely don't want that. I want somebody who's for me. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I just want somebody who's for me, because I don't want the feminine and that kind of stuff. That is just so emotionally draining. It really is. And to have to deal with that already with people, it's just it's so draining. A lot of people right now are looking to me to like be their rock, be their this, that, here, and a third, and they're offering me nothing, fucking nothing, and I hate that. I really hate that. That just shows that's laziness, and that's so weak to me. That's so incredibly weak to me. It's disgusting. You feel me? Like, you're not showing me any type of like, to my face support. You're not showing me any type of appreciation, because at the end of the day, when you're passing out those compliments and shit like that, it's just like you finish it off with, I don't know who this is going out to, or you have like a code name for it, or a group name for it. Imagine you're dating a singer and they person never tells you that they love you or something like that, but then they're in the crowd. They're like, "I love you," and and everybody goes, "Wow!" And he's just like, Oh, I meant to say that to you. And then I was like, I was saying that to you. Um, but they won't say it. I'm like, oh well, then say it again. I'm like, "Ugh, no, like, it's like what? Like, bruh, like you can say it to the crowd or you can say it like that, but like you can't say it directly. You can't say it to me. Like I don't share. There's some things I actually won't share. Definitely things I won't share. Um, my justice is not transferable. When it comes to my flowers, I want them while I'm alive, well, and healthy and safe. And I'm deserving of all good things. And I will have them ASAP, immediately. I will have them. Okay. I do not tolerate this. I, this was not me. Me going through all this was not me tolerating this bullshit because mm, I don't know what I'm saying. I just rather just show you guys because you guys have made so many assumptions already. Okay, but yeah, abuser femininity. That's good. I feel like it would just really kind of sum up what it is that I'm saying by just me pretending to like casually walk down the street, and then there's like an attacker coming after me, and it's just, and I'm like, oh no, like, and instead of me fighting them, I'm just like, ah, no, please. I'm getting into feminine. I'm getting into my feminine role, and like, no, wait, please, no. And I'm just like, like closing my eyes, and the person is practically almost like nearly like offing me right now, and no one is in sight, no one is around, or even worse, there's this somebody, some passerby, or something like that, and they're just going over there. Like that's some shit. That is literally what is symbolic of the situation when people saying like, "Oh, like you need to be in your feminine energy right now." I am being physically abused, harassed, harmed, violated, and attacked. So, of amongst like multiple across the board, and you want me to be like, "Oh, help." Like the fuck? That's so stupid. That's so fucking stupid. You guys already had that whole what is it, that whole standby kind of situation where you don't help people really. So you, and for some fucking reason you want me to be feminine as I'm carrying big loads of shit of like, of my own belongings, and I'm ingesting toxic ass materials that's been slipped into my food, paid for by my abusers. The fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Kill yourself. I swear, you just are the weak link. I can't. People who literally talk that shit, I'm just like, what the fuck? Off yourself. And that's it for now. I think those are 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely, I think if anything, I should probably do the have patience Juneteenth one as first, if not the left connect. I mean, definitely like one of those. I need to do. I definitely need to do one very, very, very soon. And I need to do no, and I want to do another one. So we're looking at like 1 or 2 skits, and I would really love to do that. But I know first things first is I want to make my little puppets, my little creative arts things. And also, what I need to do is my fucking homework. So yes, I have homework. Like not just creative personal goals homework, but I have like actual homework. So I have a busy schedule. All right, that's it. That's all I have, and I will chat up later.